Detective. Yeah. What Scott is doing, if you watch the episode, hydrate.
Hydrate. Definitely important.
Very important when it comes to this episode. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Batman the Fan-imated stream. I am Dave, the film junkie, of course. And with me, as always, Mr. Scott McClellan. How's it going?
It's going okay. My wife makes so much fun of this, and I'm like, screw you, honey. Yeah. Seriously.
What does it say on that thing?
It's the times throughout the day.
Okay. And keep drinking. Okay. Interesting. No excuses. A little bit more. You made it. That's a lot of water, though.
1 gallon.
1 gallon of water. So that's basically what it's trying to help you to do, is to do that, to give you a 1 gallon of water a day. Interesting.
A day. Yes.
Yeah. Have you fulfilled that like many days or no?
Every day.
Every day you actually do one of those?
Yes.
Wow. Good for you. It's good. More people need to drink water. I had a soda today and it's gross. I don't drink a lot of soda. I didn't drink a lot of soda anymore. But it was just kind of one of those, hey, let's get some Jack in the Box. All right. And I was like going, fuck it. Junk food. It's weekend. I had some more Thanksgiving food and everything. So I was like, all right, let me just get, but of course it was like I didn't want the large soda, and it ended up being a large soda. I drank probably about this much of it. I'm like, I don't want all this. This is ridiculous. Get out of here.
I have to go for the zero sugar drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I have to be careful with those because diet drinks, there's a certain chemical they put in there called aspartame.
Yep.
And that gives me headaches. So I can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't really do that. So yeah.
Well,
so
interesting thing though, if you drink the zero sugar drinks, I have to drink 1 gallon of water a day. And then however much of a soda I drink, I have to add the equivalent of that on top of this to flush it out.
That's how you keep it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got to keep that structure.
Oh, Ryan, are you not kidding me? Like, that's, oh my God. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, we're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing that. There's going to be a discussion of never skip leg day, kids.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yes. There's leg day is on my notes. Yes.
Big time. So there's going to be stuff like that. But yeah, you are correct. This is one of those where we have Bruce Wayne, global, a globe. Try a venture across the globe to do this, and man, but yeah, I did get thirsty after watching this. Not in that way either, by the way. In the way of like, it seemed like it was hot. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? All right, we got Kat here too. We had a great Thanksgiving weekend for sure.
Yes, very much so. Thank you, Kat.
Yes, and let's see who else we got. Hey, yeah, look at that. Even Ben wants to buy that. So there Amazon. There you go. Just type it in on Amazon. So, and then we got Mr. Fear Jason here too. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving weekend. I had Thanksgiving again with my father last night, which was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm like, all right, I need to get back to like the normal diet because I'm
God. I had lunch today and that was it.
That was it.
That was it. And I'm good. Like I'm actually not hungry, and so I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not good.
I know. It's just like, it's one of those things too, because it was just, I had Jack in a Box today, which was like, all right, you might as well just continue it on, whatever. And then I was like, am I going to be hungry? But then yesterday I got sent home with a bunch of bread, like a bunch of, banana bread and stuff like that. So I'm like, I got to finish that because I don't want to like be eating it throughout the week. So I'm like, maybe that's going to be my dinner tonight. It's just like the leftover banana bread. Yeah, that's right, kids. I'm going to be eating some banana bread tonight, maybe.
See, I was finishing watching Miller's Crossing, and I just had this homemade pumpkin cheesecake that I was just like, let me just go ahead and finish this off. You
might as well. That's the thing. It's like, you just got to just not give a shit and just finish it off. So then you're not tempted throughout the week. That's my goal.
Yes.
For tonight, because I even have some little mini cupcakes that are in my fridge.
Oh my God. Are you trying to fuck yourself up?
I know,
right
dude.
now?
I'm like, God damn it. I got to finish all this off tonight, hopefully. And just to be like, so then I'm not tempted throughout the week, man. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. And yes, one step too far. It's bulking season, as he says right there. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yeah, definitely a dirty bulk, right? But anyways, so yeah, hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking about the return of Ra's al Ghul when it comes to Batman.
Ra's al
Whatever.
Ghul.
Yeah, he does. That's right. That's right. He does. It's Raish. I keep on. Yeah, even Bruce keeps calling him Raish. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about this, and yeah, exactly. There was, yeah, that's what we got handed to us: banana, pumpkin, and apple cinnamon bread. It was all just fantastic. All just fantastic.
I mean, that's
Okay?
sugar and carbs. Of course,
Oh, that's all
carbs
it
just
is.
become sugar. It's
Yeah.
like you are so fucked.
Exactly. That's all it was. That's all it was. That's what we got handed to us. And it was just like, all right, I just took the banana bread home. Like you could keep the other two. It's like, geez. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, after watching this episode though, I mean, taking place in the desert and seeing some sweat, some sun. Batman definitely lost some LBs when it comes to this venture that he partakes in this. And yeah, this definitely does give you those Indiana Jones vibes.
Oh my god! I mean, there is one moment where the Indiana Jones vibes kicked in, and then it just never stopped
Mm-hmm.
because it starts off in a much different vein. I mean, did you get like the really cool, like silent movie
Yes.
vibe at the beginning with a
Yeah, because it
flashback?
starts off, yeah, with the flashback to 1899, and you got, this person that's trying to, like, they find this tomb or whatever, this hole in the ground that he's going to go into and find all this stuff. And then of course he sees like a glow of something that happened somewhere. He's tied to a rope, and it's like one of those things where all of a sudden the rope just starts like, getting pulled and all this stuff like that. And then yeah, you hear nothing but music. That's all you
Yeah,
hear.
no sound
The
effects, no
score.
dialogue. It's
Yeah.
just score. I got like I know this wasn't a silent film, but almost like the Boris Karloff mummy movie. Like when you're talking about like classic Universal monster movies, like that was the vibe I got through that whole flashback.
Yeah, no, I totally got that sense of that too, but because and then of course it has like dramatic, like, where they're all trying to pull the rope, they're like trying to get them out, and then all of a sudden it just gives, and then they just reel it up, and it's just cut, it's done, and you're like, oh my god. And of course there's a little kid that's part of the scene, so it's like, makes it a little bit more dramatic.
There was a part of me because I remember parts of this episode so distinctly, but there was a part of me that looked at the guy going, "Is that a younger Raish?"
The
Like
hair is the same. Thank
it's
you.
it's not a younger Raish, but
No.
but my brain was like,
Yes. The hair. I was like, why would you make the guy's hair look the same? Is he a descendant? Maybe. I don't know what they were trying to do. That was one of my questions I was gonna run by you as well. It's like, at first I thought the exact same thing, but I'm like, no, it's not. But his hair is got a similar race vibe, that little in the way that it is in front. Yeah, totally caught that too, man.
I'm glad. Okay, good. Glad to know I wasn't crazy going
Yes,
there.
oh no, I was right there with you because I even like wrote it down. I'm like, is that Rish? And then I realized, no, it's not. But it was just like, it was weird how they kind of just used his hairstyle. That was what kind of threw me off right there. But then we get to present day, and we have oh man, we have some good lines from Bruce Wayne right here, I will say, and lines that we would not even as kids even understand. But one particular line, I was like, oh man, I totally laughed out loud right now because obviously, he's donating to this museum in Gotham, and it's got all this stuff. And of course, there's a scroll that's supposedly like the oldest scroll. It's the scroll of Osiris and everything. And then of course, who's the is that what's his name? Oh man, I was like, I meant to. Who's with there? Who's the dude that's with them in the museum?
It's Lucius.
Lucius, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Lucius.
For some reason, I was like questioning that. Yeah, my brain. I'm sorry, everybody. I know. I was like, that's Lucius, right?
You take a week off, and this is the quality we get, Dave. I mean, come on, you're supposed to be rested and ready to go.
That's Lucius, right? And I don't know why it's just like totally brain farted that, because he doesn't show up at all the rest of the episode. And I was just kind of going, there's no name drop. And I just went, that was Lucius, right? And I just could not. Yeah, no.
It's it's even still Brock Peters is the
Yeah, I
voice.
know. I'm
So
like, yeah, I know I'm terrible. I'm terrible. But I was like, that is Lucius, right? But I just love the fact that he's giving him, he's commending him from doing all this, and then he goes like, it's inspiring, it's this, it's everything, and Bruce goes, it's also deductible.
deductible. I know. Yes.
I was like, yes.
I think actually, because this is still like 94, I think I was old enough to actually get that joke. Like
Really?
when it aired, I was like, oh, tax deductions.
There's
Okay.
no way. There's no way I would have gotten that joke at all, because I mean, like, I probably wouldn't even gotten that joke when I was in high school or even past high school, because I didn't understand tax stuff then, but now I do, because obviously with all this, you got to think about,
Because we're grown-ups and it
because we're
sucks.
grown up, and now you really got to pay attention to all that and everything. So yeah, question everything, never apologize.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, I thought that was pretty good, because it's like, oh yeah, obviously, when it comes to donating and doing all that stuff, it's like, yeah, that's what you do. That's what
It's
you
a tax
think about.
It's a
It's a
tax
tax
write-off.
write-off. It's a tax write-off. You got to think about all of that stuff, which is fun. But yes, so yeah, and then of course Bruce is just kind of like, you could tell he's not really all about it. He's just kind of like, whatever. The scroll of Osiris is like the oldest document ever, and Bruce is really just not really having it. He's like, I gotta go meet up, got a little date thing, whatever the hell, or something like that. And so he's just like, I just like how he's just kind of like, I'm just doing this. It's cool. It's whatever.
Okay, so I'm curious though, because since he comes right back as Batman, it's like, has he heard word on the street? Does he suspect something? Like, I mean, is what we're getting really just like the classic Bruce Wayne?
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
theater.
give it's the bullshit excuse to let
I think
me
it's
like,
theater. But I
yeah,
like that. Yeah, I like the fact that he gave that whole little spiel, and it's just like, okay, because in the next scene, when you get this dude that has a mask on, he comes. Of course, they always come through the freaking
skylight.
skylight. They always come through there. It's always drop down a rope and everything, and then all of a sudden, Batman's just there. By the way, this episode has really good animation when it comes to silhouettes and stuff like that.
Oh, the animation, like this is once again, I last week's episode was kind of a dip, but so far we've had like, I mean, between Sideshow and Bullet for Bullock and then this one, I really do think having I mean, literally like a third of the episode count really allowed them to get like better quality animation out of every episode. I really do.
Yeah, because there's like the scene in the Batcave where I was like, man, this is some good animation right here. Just the way things look. Of course, we'll get there, but I just liked like there's like some good silhouettes, and when you see Batman in the doorway when he's about to take on this dude, I was like, that looks pretty cool as well. So, and then we find out it's Ubu.
Hey, Ubu.
Hey,
Yes.
there he is,
Infidel.
Yeah, and then of course we have Race show up. And he throws a freaking snake.
Oh, but is that not just a boss move though? Because
Yeah.
he knows Batman's going to be able to like grab it in midair because he wants him to. It's like a freaking cobra.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, talking about scary right there, Cobra. Cobras, man, the way that they just like stand up. You ever seen? Ugh, good lord. I mean, the snakes are freaky altogether, but a cobra, the fact that it just literally,
because it also has that. It has that skin. The little, the little.
Yeah, he gets bitten, and luckily he's okay because he's Batman. Because it is what is he calls it? It's like it's a venom of like an Egyptian snake, which is very, very poisonous, but
he just happens to have an anti-venom like right there in the utility belt.
You know what? When you're guarding these ancient artifacts, you might need that. You never know when you're gonna get a snake thrown at you or something like that. I guess he was prepared. Always prepared, guys. That's what it is.
And you've got to wonder if it's like just like a generic anti-venom kind of thing.
Probably
it's like this is Adam West where he would just so happen to have an anti-venom for that exact snake. Exactly. Because that's what Adam West would have said. Adam West would have had the antivenom for that particular snake. This is probably something good generic because he grabs it, he just pops it open. He doesn't even get all of it in his mouth because he got some like sloppy, like
passed out.
Like, is like as my family would say, oh, you have a drinking problem.
Right, got a little dribble right there. But then yeah, they're back in the Batcave, and he's talking to Alfred about this, and I just like this shot where you got Alfred and him like in front of the big screen, and just it's kind of shadowy, the silhouette kind of
Mhm.
thing, and I was like, that looks really cool, and you're seeing like the ancient scroll thing, and then of course he was talking about the venom and everything, and talking about basically where he needs to go, and then he gets in the elevator, and you just see silhouette
Oh,
eyes.
oh, that is such a sweet shot.
Yeah, it
Because he's
was
like
cool.
going to Gibraltar.
Yeah, yeah. Basically just letting
Oh,
them know like, "Hey, guess what? I got to go on a venture here." And then I love the fact, we get that, of course, the montage of him flying in the plane. You get the
with
map.
the map and the dotted line.
Yes, and the dot.
That's when the Indiana Jones kicked in right
Yeah, and then
there.
of course you get him like he's got his own, the two seats, and he's just researching all the history and all this stuff. He's doing all that. So just classic Bruce Wayne and everything. It was great. Just gotta love that stuff. And then of course he shows up. He shows up to like basically like a compound, right? Or like
Yeah.
yeah, like a compound where in a taxi, and of course he's all, classic, just he got the suit, and of course he's got the hat and everything, looking all sharp, and then guards show up to try to take him on, and hey, guess what? It's Bruce Wayne. I love how like when he takes him on, he's like he's
Oh my
doing
god! Like after he knocks them out, he's like,
that.
because
Yeah.
he's still holding the case in one
Yes.
hand, and he's got
Yeah.
the karate hand. Like,
I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. More action stars need to do that stuff. But yeah, and then of course, hey, guess who we run into? Talia.
yeah,
Talia's back.
wearing what I call the Rocketeer pants.
Okay, thank you. I
Yeah.
I have this in my notes because I don't think I've ever known why these pants look like this, because Bruce eventually wears these pants too.
And Raish
Ray
is wearing those.
Falco. Okay, so we've seen these pants. You brought up the Rocketeer. I always remember the joke in Hot Shots when Lloyd Bridges is like explaining to like the team, and he's wearing these pants, and then he makes a joke. He goes, "Many of you are probably wondering about my pants," and he goes, "Apparently they ran out of material before they got to the knee, so I don't want any shit." And it's just like it's funny because it's a funny joke. I probably didn't get it when I was a kid, but now I get it because it's like, yeah, what is up with those pants? Scott? Do you know
I
why?
I'm actually like the whole time while you were going on your rant, I was like trying to.
Okay. I'm
Well,
glad I'm not the only one, because I
I
was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look this up. I'm gonna ask Scott if he knows why these pants flare out like that. They're so weird. It's just,
I
but you see
know
them in these
it's
type
just
of
like
movies.
I'm trying to figure out like what and the problem is like I'm doing the research and like nobody is like giving me like that style. Like I'm seeing like the zoot suit pants.
Yeah. So think of it like, oh no, maybe that's something else. I don't know. Those pants make you look like you got tumor in your legs. I know, they're weird, crazy pants that just flare out above the knee. It's very interesting, but yeah, she's wearing those, and then of course she's like, beloved, and and then of course we cut to Bruce explaining to her that, yeah, your father's still alive. She doesn't quite believe it at first, because she's kind of like going, why would he not contact me? Of course he would contact me. I'm his daughter. Let's do all this. And then he's explaining, all the details of why he's here. Well, I guess it's what is it? The ancient queen of Toth or Safa? I couldn't. Toth,
It was
Toth,
Toth, and then a whole bunch of other like ancient Egyptian.
Kapara, yeah,
Yeah,
Toth of Kapara or whatever the hell. So that's basically, and it's just has to do with power. And of course, we all know Ray. She wants power. It's not bell bottoms, Ryan. It's not
no,
bell.
no, it's not bell
That's
bottoms.
that's
No,
that's around the ankle. Horse riders. Yeah, horse riders, aviator pants. Yeah, exactly. Boot cut. Right. I know. There's like it's just it's a weird style that was always around when it came to that. And then of course Bruce wants Talia to help him to find Raish. And there was like a nice little romantic scene right here on a balcony, of course. You gotta love it when it's balconies and there's moonlight, there's wind blowing, and he's explaining to her, like, hey, need your help, and this, that, and this. And then he basically says like, hey, me and your father, have similar feelings towards you, is that we love you dearly. So it was basically Bruce saying I love you dearly without saying I love you dearly, because it's Bruce Wayne. He can't be that vulnerable, right? We've all seen that. We watched Master of the Phantasm, right, guys?
Yeah,
But
we did.
yes, exactly. Still looking for it.
I'm still looking for it. Aviator, aviator pants
Yes.
is what it's called. But I'm like, but I need like some like fashion blog
I
or
know.
something.
Now we're dwelling on why.
I really am dwelling, and I'm like, please, somebody like explain to me the
I know.
style.
Yeah. Somebody sent some links to us. Somebody go on a search for, so we could discuss and
So I
Scott.
can. Oh, here. Why were
Well,
early aviator trousers flared at the thigh? Okay,
there we go.
found it.
We
Okay,
got it.
okay.
We got it.
Okay, so what was the purpose? Let's see. Uh oh god, I was reading from
Oh,
India
he
where they were
still hasn't found it.
the loose
By
fit
the
in
way,
the upper half.
good explanation right there. One step. Call me
What did one
daddy.
step say?
Because he's like, hey, it's like call me daddy or help me find your daddy.
Okay. Here
Yeah.
here was the idea. The idea was loose fit in the upper half for horse running comfort, but then tapered in the legs so they can actually fit into your boots.
Okay, interesting. And they're called Archibald Jod. What the hell?
Yeah. Yes, because they originated from India.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Little did we know we were going to research fashion on this episode of Batman the Fan-imated. On episode 69, of course. Anyways, okay.
Liar, pants on fire.
There it is. So we got the pants. We got the reason for the pants. The mystery solved right there. But yeah, it's an interesting look. We should bring it back. Maybe I'll get I wonder if you can actually get those pants nowadays. I would rock those pants like crazy, and I'd get a lot of stares. Anyways,
You just
yeah,
want people looking at your ass.
I
That's
know,
all
right?
that
That's
is.
what it is. Do my squats. But all right. So of course, that's what I wrote, because obviously the next scene they're like, they're in town, they're flying into town, they're going to be
Which
walking in town.
totally felt like a Raider, like Raiders.
Yes.
That was
You know,
so Raiders.
and then they're like, of course she's explaining to him when they got the headset on, she's yelling, that whole thing, because they're flying in, and we all know the planes, except for the Batwing, all have propellers in Batman the Animated Series. And of course they show up to like a shop where they're suspecting that there's something there, there's something hidden there.
Okay, I have to say, especially since I've been going through like Noir Vember, when that guy is like talking and he's like polishing like the statue, I'm like, please tell me that was trying to be an homage to the Maltese Falcon, because
Oh,
because even I forgot the actor's name, because it wasn't Peter Lorre, because Peter Lorre was the other guy, but the other sort of the shopkeeper reminds me of the actor who plays kind of like the main guy Humphrey Bogart is going up against in the Maltese Falcon. And then the fact that box has all like these like shows they're all like made in China kind of deals.
I'm sure there was some kind of homage. There had
There's
been.
got to be some kind of
Yeah,
homage to the Maltese
totally.
Falcon. Which,
Yeah,
by the way, fabulous film. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I'm gonna have
Great,
to. I
great
probably
movie.
saw it a long time ago. I need to now. I got to fit it in before November ends. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, Humphrey Bogart and Mary Astor.
Yeah. All right. So, and then of course, it's kind of, it's whatever. And then, and I love the fact that Bruce has like this nifty little device that,
Beep, beep,
yeah,
beep, beep.
which is,
It's a stud finder.
essentially a stud finder, but it finds secret entrances. What does he call it? An ultrasound imager. That's what he said.
Imager,
That's what he called
yes.
it. Yeah. So then, of course, they find it behind, which is, of course, like a tomb-like thing, where it's like right behind there, and there's a secret
That's
entrance.
called a sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus. There it is. Thank you. Sorry, Teach. Yeah. All right. My grade.
Get the words.
I know.
The words.
Words. I went from an A- to a B+ now. Damn it. No, but yeah, get the words. But yeah, of course, they find the secret entrance. And obviously the store owners and the store owner and his goons are down there. So there's a nice little fight that happens. We get our Talia and Bruce fighting these guys. And then of course, well, down there you actually see like the full complete scroll and it's translated. And I love the fact that, it's translated. You don't know what it is. Obviously animation is just squiggly, but our, good old Bruce Wayne, of course, he's got a little bit of photographic memory, which he uses later on to read that translation. And then I love, like, because obviously we have Raish that shows up. And another thing that Bruce Wayne says, he says the world's oldest chauvinist chasing after a woman, talking about the queen because he wants that power. I was like, that's a good line too.
That's
like,
that's a very good line, because it kind of goes back to Demon's Quest, where we talked about how it's like, I must have an heir, and we're like, your daughter's like
right there.
there.
Yeah, but he's like, no, must be a man, So let's see. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Bruce had a stud finder. And zing. Beep, 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 beep. Yes, we see what you're saying there. Nice joke. That was a good dad joke, to be honest. Anyways, so I just like that line that he said right there because and Raish is explaining that he just wants the power that he could wield, that he can have when he finds this. And we all know that that's what he wants. And then even Bruce says like, you sound like a bad Saturday afternoon cereal.
I know, and I love that because it's like, well, that's what Indiana Jones was based on, was all those cereals. So I'm just like, wow, we're being so meta right now that we're like, this episode is a bad 1940 cereal.
It really is.
And I just love the fact that Michael Reeves, who wrote it, once again, Michael Reeves, one of those. He's all the way up from the original. He wrote On Leather Wings. He's written a lot of these really great episodes. I feel like people like Paul Dini and Alan Burnett kind of get the attention, and I don't feel like enough respect gets put on Michael Reeves for being a really good writer on this series, because he'll eventually, I'm not sure if he leaves the series, but I do know about this time in 94 is when he goes to Disney and he writes for Gargoyles.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, but he's absolutely correct. It is like, like when he said that, I was like, all right, that's good right there, because that's basically, what this whole episode is. And then of course, they get trapped in like a glass, like little, I don't know where it even came from, but it just came from the who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. Obviously he needed to trap him somehow. I wasn't going to kill him or anything like that. But yeah, it was just basically like, you got to trap these two and that's it. But, of course, Bruce's little nifty devices, not only can it find secret entrances, it could also make an ultrasonic noise that shatters glass. And I also like the detail of Bruce ripping some clothing off, so then they can shove it in their ears as well.
He's got all that he's got all that extra fabric right there.
Exactly.
Come on.
You got all that. You might as well use it. And of course it does shatter. And then I love the whole, like, because it's like, all right, we have a lot of Bruce Wayne. Where's Batman going to show up? And of course, he's reaching his bag and they're like, you basically know where he's going to go. And then of course you get the score as he pulls out the cowl. And it's like, yes. But I will say, being in that hot desert in that bat suit, that's going to be grueling.
Oh my God, that cape, man. And of course, once again, we get Batman in the suit riding a horse.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
It's so weird to me. It's even weird to me.
I love it.
It's always been weird to me. Even in Dark Knight Returns, it's always been weird. Oh man, did you get your Build a Horse, by the way?
My Build a Horse?
Yeah, you were looking at all those Dark Knight Returns McFarlane's on Amazon.
Oh, I was. No, I have stuff in my cart. See, that's the thing. I was like looking at some of that stuff, and I'm like, I put it in my cart, but right now I'm trying to focus on mainly finding gifts for Christmas and everything. So I'm like, all right, we'll keep that in mind. But then at the same time, all the deals are happening, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to probably pull the trigger on maybe some of this stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, so I got stuff in my cart, but I'll probably pull the trigger on that. Yeah, but I was posting that, well, because I like to also post when I see stuff on my homepage. I'm like, oh, like I know you posted like fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League was like $10 or something the other
On
day.
Amazon. Yeah, the
Yeah,
4K, the 4K was $10. I'm
it was
like,
like $10. So like, yeah, keep on looking for those deals. They're gonna be going throughout probably tomorrow and this week, um but yeah, but I don't know. I like Batman on a horse, I think but I mean, it's got to be grueling in that freaking desert heat for sure. What's he pulling?
hydrate,
There you go. Hydrate for
hydrate.
sure. Hydrate for sure. And so all right, where we at here on my thing? So we got the horse. We arrive at where the tomb is, I guess you could say, or if
Yes.
I'm using the terminology right.
You are, yeah. It's a tomb. It's
Yeah.
a tomb, yeah. Because we see the sarcophagus and they push it over, and there's all the scrolls. There's a part of me that wants to look at Raish and go, Raish, you're thousands of years old. Don't you know the scrolls are going to like fall apart?
Disintegrate.
Disintegrate?
I mean, that's what's so like, yeah. And then and he keeps on grabbing all of them. He's like, grab, 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 and they're all just like, just crumbling, just crumbling. It's like, dude, stop doing that. Leave them alone. But of course, he's looking at it a different thing because he wants to actually do all this. And then, obviously, like, some more fighting happens when it comes to Ubu and everything like that. And man, Ubu takes a big vase, like a vase or whatever the hell they call those. What are the big, huge jugs? I guess I don't know. He takes like
Yeah.
Talia throws one right on his head. He takes it like a champ.
Well, that's what Ubu does. I mean, come
Yes,
on. Like, I
he
mean,
is
he's got that Mr. Clean
thick-headed,
look going, you know.
thick-headed, man, totally thick-headed. But as that's happening, Raisha finds like another secret entrance, and then we almost see like a Lazarus pit kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little bit gooier than a Lazarus pit.
yeah, because and greener was Lazarus pit wasn't that green, I don't think.
It
Was
was
it?
Lazarus Pit was green, but I felt like it was a more of like a darker shade of green. This was definitely more like
Slimier.
slime. This is like Nickelodeon slime green.
Yeah, not to mention we get these slime monsters that start coming out
Oh
of it.
god, the goo monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously this queen that he was looking for just rises up above it right there. And of course he's like, oh my god, I found it, all this stuff. And then she says, like, if you want to join us, do all this. And they
Okay, let's just stop right there.
Okay.
Anyone who says we are Legion, that should have been like a giant like red flag. I mean, no. We knew.
Well, I think the giant red flag is when she arose from the fucking slime. It's like, yeah, that you might want to be like, maybe I thought about this wrong because God knows. And sure enough, because they kiss, and then when Batman and Talia go down there, she's sucking the life out of him, and we see her true form, which is just a mummy looking.
That girl needs some moisturizer. I'm just gonna say,
that desert air really dries out your skin.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So that's pretty much, and so, and she's just literally it's creepy. It's creepy because it's like she's like doing that, but of course they interfere and everything, and then like, yeah, these slime goo monsters just start coming out. Yeah, her little clay faces. Yeah, they kind of look a little clay facey.
It's funny. Like, they're actually more like, if they only had like the clay face noise, it would have made it even like grosser.
The thing is like, I actually noticed a little bit, and I think I even rewound it when I was watching. It's like when Raish actually walks up and like walks into it, like
you
hear a little bit of that slimy
stop.
Yeah. Yes, Steph, she should drink a gallon of water per day because it's pretty ugly. And we're gonna get to our clip here, which is towards the end, because obviously everything's happening, and they're trying to get out, they're trying to save everybody, I mean, it gets to a point too where I mean, we're even like Batman, Batman's Batman, even though like you might have fought him a bunch of times, he's not gonna let you die,
No, he tried to save him before he took a nosedive into the Lazarus pit at the end of Demon's Quest Part 2.
Exactly. So he's always gonna be like, no matter what. But yeah, here's the clip, the escape from
the goo monsters.
The goo monsters and all this stuff. Look at that boiling goo right there.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ooh, oh. Ah!
Run!
Run!
Oh,
Of course, he got the little bit of his life sucked out of him. So.
To stop that
thing.
Yeah.
I love Conroy's
Thing.
line delivery right there.
It's so good. Look at that. Ah, how hot is she?
God. Of course, we missed the fact that he totally threw a grenade into it earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did throw a grenade in there. He did. It didn't do anything.
No.
Look at that. Don't skip leg day, kids. Do not. Yes. So good. I love how he falls too, like that. And then everything just starts crumbling down. Up. That's always what happens. It's all very fragile, you know. Oh, that scream. She dead. She's dead.
She's dead.
Maybe. But yeah, see, then you got these guys waking up, and he's just like, all right, time to go, folks. Infidel.
This looks really funny when Ubu starts running. The animation's a little wonky. It's funny. Like right there.
You wanna hear those Scooby-Doo noises, right?
You do want to hear. Yes.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to hear right there. Oh, saved. It's okay, Ubu. It's okay. And then, of course, this was a little weird to me though when he just kind of goes back. I was like, all right.
But I will say this: if we're going with the whole idea that this episode is like a 1940s serial, that's the effect they would have done in the 40s, like that because like you watch like the Spencer Tracy, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like that was how they would do that sort of weird crossfade effect.
True, but
so,
but the fact that he just went back to being younger, it's just because he's Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, no, my theory is because the queen's been killed, it like released it
like a spell.
Yeah,
this like a spell. Okay.
That
it wasn't so much the effect because I've watched, you watch that first like Wolfman, black and white, and like when he's transitioning, I mean, it's always just crossfades. Everything's a crossfade. So I didn't care about that. I just was like, well, why did you just get younger like that? But that makes sense. I didn't even think like, all right, she's dead, so whatever like she had on him was released or something like that. Makes sense. Okay. But yeah, so we get all that. Where are we at here? Infidel, yes. And then of course he turns back to that, and then when they're riding off, away in the desert on their horses and everything like that, you just kind of go, how's this going to end? It's not going to end with Batman actually bringing Ra's al Ghul to the authorities. Did we really think
not with Daddy's girl, not with that Daddy's girl? I mean, seriously, Talia.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, girl? I mean,
Daddy. It's almost like Raish even knew that was going to happen.
Of course he did. He's playing her like a fiddle.
Mm-hmm. And sure enough, like when he's like, he's tied up to his horse, tied up to the saddle, and she just kind of looks down, and then she rides to the back where Batman is, and she basically just pulls out her little spear gun thing or whatever the hell and says, "Sorry, can't let you take him in." And it's pretty much he has to get off his horse and everything like that. But we get a nice little moment where Ubu goes, "Here's some water." He just throws his little jug of water and goes, "Here you go."
I love character development.
Yeah. I mean, Batman saved his ass. So it's like after all the two times
Infidel.
Anytime that we've seen them fight, which they fought a few times before this, and they do not like each other, especially when it came to Demon's Quest. I mean, Batman had some choice words when it came to Ubu, but I mean, he still saved him. We saw that little clip right there, and he like drops his little water jug, so he can have some water. But I'm just kind of going, but how did Batman actually get out of that desert? What do you think? How do you think he did it?
Oh, he's Batman. He's
Batman.
He walked. I walked 10,000 miles. 10,000 more. Yeah.
Just to be the Batman that. There we go. We just came up with a new song. No, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, and maybe like if he had something where he he could summon a bat wing or something like that.
He probably had a radio or something, but
Yeah.
he was walking.
But he had to
Was
walk a little bit. He had to walk a
he had
little
to
bit. I think
walk.
that's what
Yeah.
they were trying to, because I mean, he grabs the jug and it's like in a little satchel thing, and he puts it around his shoulder, and then he just kind of walks off, and then that's the end of the episode. So he had to walk for a little bit. He had to get his steps in. When it came to the desert, and he probably found a certain point where he could actually contact Alfred or contact something where he can get travel home, like a bat wing or something. But yeah, he had to do some walking. He probably shed some lbs in this episode. We saw him sweat when he was pushing over that statue with his legs.
Well, when you're in the middle of the Sahara, I'm sure you're gonna lose some water weight.
You're gonna use some water weight. You definitely are, but it's Batman, so he's got plenty of weight on him. But yeah, so there's the episode right there, Avatar. And we see Raish again. How many more times?
We see Raish one more time.
One more time.
And it will be this season.
Mm.
He does not show up in season 3 because the episode he does show up is actually a Superman the Animated Series episode.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, interesting. But even Batman said that he's like his most powerful, villain or adversary or whatever the hell you want to call it. He says that throughout the episode, and it's true. It's like, but it's interesting because there's a I know there's a respect from Raish, maybe not so much from Batman, but
no, I think Batman. I think Batman just understands, like, yeah, you are thousands of years old.
So like, you got knowledge.
Yeah, you got stuff. You got resources.
You got resources for sure. That's for damn sure. But overall, a fun, great episode, to be honest.
I like this episode. I like this episode a lot. I've always really enjoyed this episode. I mean, there really isn't a bad Raish episode.
No. But I mean, yeah, like I said, Indiana Jones vibes.
I thought you were saying Indiana Jonah-fied. I was like, Dave, where are you going with this? Okay.
I don't know. I said Jonah. I don't know where that came from. But no, Indiana Jones vibes, which is cool. And I love the fact, we've been getting a lot of Indiana Jones even stuff for Indiana Jones 5. Speaking of that, have you seen all the new still shots that have been releasing? I know.
I heard also a little bit of like what the plot's going to be, and I'm like, yes, I'm down.
Nazis. He's gonna be punching some Nazis for sure. It looks like
in the 60s. Yes. Nazis in the 60s. It's
gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
I like, however, that they're keeping the time frame though, like how long it's been since the last movie. That's how long the time is passed, like in universe. I love that.
Yeah, there's not going to be no Shia LaBeouf swinging from vines with monkeys in this one. Hopefully not. We mustn't talk about some of the scenes in Crystal Skull. Anyways, but if you like some Indiana Jones Batman stuff, watch this episode. It's a great episode. Had a lot of fun watching it. And,
R.I.P. Because 3 of the main characters in here we lost this year because Kevin, David, and if you weren't aware that the Queen, that was Nichelle Nichols and Uhura from Star Trek.
No shit, I didn't know that. Oh wow, crazy.
Yeah, and all 3 of them, and we lost all 3 of them like in the last like in the last 2 or 3 months. So yeah.
It's going to be crazy. And yes, one step, we have done Heart of Ice. We were going in production order. So yeah, Heart of Ice was like,
that's like a way. That's way back. Way back.
Episode 4 or 5 or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, we've already done a lot. We've already done season 1. We're on season 2 production order. So if you want to keep track and keep coming back, check it out. You could just type in Google that stuff. So yeah, we're on episode 69, of course, all jokes aside. Anyways, what do we got next week?
Oh, we have another good one. House and Garden.
House and Garden. So which one? I'm drawing a blank on the title. I mean, obviously, it's probably has to do with Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah, it's a Poison Ivy episode. Actually, in this first run of 85, last Poison Ivy episode.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And okay, I'll try to say this. I watched this episode and totally, it felt like one of the R.L. Stein Goosebumps books.
Okay, stay in the basement.
Yeah, stay out of the basement.
Now it's coming back to me. Now it's coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Okay, now
yeah,
it's coming
yeah,
back to
yeah.
me. The way you said that, I'm like, oh, okay. I think I remember this episode. Okay, yeah, because once you said that, I was like, it's stay in the basement for sure. Yeah, man, I love creepy. Man, that was like book 2, I think, because it was Welcome to Dead House, Stay in the Basement, Monster Blood, Night of the Living Dummy. I remember the shit. Haunted Mask. I remember like the first like 6 or whatever the hell of Goosebumps because I was just obsessed with those books. But yeah, Stay in the
House of Garden. Yeah, House of Garden is a creepy ass episode.
That's right. I think I remember that. Oh, all right. Well, can't wait for that. We'll be discussing that next week. So, other than that, we had a great time talking about this, and hopefully, you guys did too. Go ahead and send us off, Scott.
Well, of course, you can find me on Twitter at ScottDC27. You can find my podcast, the DC Squadcast, wherever podcasts can be found. We're on Vero, Facebook, YouTube, with the entire network of shows at squadcastmedia.com. We are a fan-supported network, so if you've got a little money to throw our way at patreon.com/squadcastmedia, I can say that last night for our Squadcast Movies Patreon edition, we did record a 4-host review of 300. So that will be dropping probably in the next week or so. So $5 a month gets you an access to over 400 pieces of content at patreon.com/squadcastmedia.
So much content. And if you appreciate this content, well, subscribe, hit that like, thumbs up, become a member, do all that. There's a Patreon too, which I try to do I don't have as much as they do. So if you want more content, you definitely will get that. I try to do as much as I can on there, but yeah, go ahead and do all that. And we'll be here talking about House of Garden next week.
House of Garden. This is not a Game of Thrones.
Wait, what was it again?
House and Garden. There's a magazine. Talk to your mother. I'm just going to say that.
House of Garden. That's probably why it hit my head. Oh, that's a good way to end the episode right there. Me cheesing up the next title while it happens. All right, guys. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Talk to you later.